Welcome to the Shelf Examination Podcast, where we examine items we found on the shelves of our local library. I'm Sarah, the local geeky guru and reference librarian here at my branch of the library in Southern Utah.
And I'm Joe, the makerspace guy in the libraries in Southern Utah. And we are continuing today our Kaiju review.
We're getting toward the end. We're closer.
We are getting, in fact, we are fully in the modern era with the second modern Godzilla movie,
Yes.
but not the second Monsterverse movie.
No.
This is what? Third for the Monsterverse?
Yeah, because we had Kong Skull Island.
Right. And so this is Godzilla King of the Monsters. So what did we think of Godzilla King of Monsters? Oh, okay. Overall, I have watched this movie before.
I've only seen this. This is the first time I saw it.
Okay.
Nothing says happy holidays like a monster movie.
I mean.
But no, it was great.
Yeah. No, this is...
I actually ended up watching it at like 2 o'clock in the morning because it was the only time I had. So
grief.
I was like, "Ooh, monsters go boom!"
Do you actually remember much of this movie?
Yes.
So,
Actually, monsters go boom. No, not really.
I watched it a
I
long time
enjoyed
ago.
it.
In fact, I watched it before we started this podcast.
Yes.
And I will say, watching it now, after we've done this podcast, after I got more knowledge and experience with these classic movies, they did some things in this movie that heralded back to those
totally
classic
tied in.
When Rodan, I mean, obviously we know we're going to do spoilers in this podcast. Rodan shows up in this movie.
He's in the poster. So
He is in the poster. And they did Rodan good.
I know, they did him justice.
They
it was
did
lovely.
Top
it was
Gun-
good enough that it kept me awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. So.
They did Top Gun versus the nuclear turkey again.
Yes, they did.
They had him
was
doing
awesome.
the fly by the terrain
The
and just
zoom.
destroy the terrain
Yeah.
by the sheer force of his flyby.
Yeah, they did the cool, the one coolness aspect of the original Rodan had. They reenacted that scene and made it better.
And I gotta say, physically, that makes no sense.
Well, no.
But visually, it's dang cool, and
Well,
they did
you
it
do
well.
you have the wake,
Yes.
and
in
a pressure,
order-
quote unquote pressure wave.
Somebody is going to have to do the math, and there's a Reddit for that /r they did the math to figure out how much kinetic energy that wake would have, considering the size and the
It's
volume.
Hollywood science.
Exactly. Let's not overthink it. It was daggum cool.
How can something that large stay aloft?
Also,
That's the question.
We had Mothra's first appearance. Now, Mothra does show up again in Godzilla X King Kong.
Yes.
But this is Mothra's first appearance.
Introduction, yes.
Yeah, introduction.
In the Monsterverse.
And like Mothra do, she dies the first time she shows up.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense that she comes back again. But we get Mothra like in the first couple of scenes of this movie.
She's the first one you see. Of course, she's in her larval state at that point. But yeah.
And early on in this movie, they introduced that they have this Kaiju talk box.
Yeah, the Orca.
The Orca is what
system,
they call it.
The Orca system.
And the idea is that it makes a sound that Kaijus respond to, and you can use it to
calm
them down.
As you variate it, you can calm them. You can kind of direct
or rile them up.
Or because it's like supersonic.
Right.
Or subsonic. It's not exactly something that we're going to react to,
right.
But because of what they are and who they are, they call them the giant monsters, the Titans.
And I want to jump ahead. What they eventually reveal is that the way that it works is it sounds like a new alpha kaiju that they created by using human biowaves. So essentially, the kaiju see humans, or at least the human that is making this noise, as one of them.
Yeah.
Not to scale.
Yes, clearly.
Like, it was one of those moments when they did that where she used human biosignatures to do this, where I went, okay, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I'm overthinking it. There's something wrong here.
Suspending disbelief. Although, like I said, at that point, 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, you okay?
Yes. It is,
it's like watching Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's hilarious at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It is definitely a 3 o'clock in the morning movie. But it's actually not as bad as some other movies that we view. Because
I really enjoyed it.
Despite the fact
it was
that
the monster movie I wanted, like Shin Godzilla to be.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Another thing about this movie, boy, I'll tell you what, 2019, it was a wild time. Who was the bad guys in this movie? They were eco-terrorists.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
They were people who wanted to make the world a better place, by any means
necessary. We're going to destroy human beings so that the world can readjust.
Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. It was Thanos.
For some reason, at this time, Hollywood really wanted to demonize the people who were trying to save the environment.
Yep.
And I don't know why that was the bad guy that we kept going back to.
Thanos was very much natural selection, and he was, I'm going to select you naturally, so you will go away and in my snap.
Okay, here's the problem. They had to rework Thanos.
They did.
Thanos had
times.
A character
Yeah.
in the comic book.
Oh, very much.
And I will say...
And he was nuts.
He was nuts, but also his motivation was, first of all, comic book beautiful.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Old Purple Puss was amazing.
So do you know what his original what was his original motivation?
Originally, first you got to understand that while he is from Titan, he was exiled from Titan. He was a mutant from Titan.
Yeah, he was so ugly that they were like, and he's an Eternal.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, no, we gotta make him so that he'll die because this is not good.
This is not good.
Yeah.
This is bad. Did we mention that this is bad?
Have you ever seen a butt chin? Look at that guy.
That's why they called him Old Purple Puss.
Yeah.
But he really wanted to have this. He was like Apocalypse to the nth degree. He wanted the strong to survive. Okay. And he felt that the weak were holding the strong back. Not like Apocalypse, who believed that the strong overcome the weak and then rule them. He just thought the weak was just dead weight.
So the story that I remember for him, and maybe this was in the 80s when I started reading the comic books.
I've read them too, but it was in the 80s. So
he was in love with the personification of death.
Yes.
Who in the Marvel universe is a butterface.
It's very strange. Yes.
Okay, she hopped from the neck down, but put a bag over her head before you do your business because she got the skull face. He was fully in love with her and wanted to kill half the universe as a gift to her,
but he
seems weird.
Specifically wanted the half that was the weakest half.
Yeah, but it seems weird to me to be like, "Oh, honey, I love you. Let me give you more work."
Exactly.
That's a bit like giving a wife a blender for Mother's Day. Which
I'm not going to say anything.
To be fair, I did that. On last Mother's Day, I gave my wife a blender, but it was only because the blender that we have had since we got married was dying, and I got her a really nice Ninja.
One. Okay. Oh, okay. Ninjas are nice. Okay. Yes. No. My husband gave me a vacuum once.
Yeah. Was it a nice vacuum? No, it was. Yeah.
It was Anyway, did I need a vacuum? Yes. Was it appropriate as a Mother's Day gift? Think about that, guys.
It depends on the vacuum.
Now, if it's something I had asked for specifically,
right? Or if he were doing like a whole, listen up, men. This is the key. If he were doing like a whole house upgrade where they have central vac systems that go through tubes through your house.
Those are cool, yeah.
That would be very cool, and that would be like, Happy Mother's Day.
Now you don't have to haul it around.
Right. Making your life easier. Spend $1,000 on it. Hope that you're happy with, and you go. Okay, yeah, it's stereotypical,
cool,
but that is pretty dang cool. Honestly, you push a little lever on the floor and it just flips out and you just shove stuff in it. It's gone forever. It's great.
No, and he meant well. He was trying really hard. He knew how frustrated I was with the old one. Just not terribly romantic.
You just gotta, if you're gonna do that, you gotta make the new one coming in
cool.
Just one step cooler. That's all I'm saying. All right, so back to Godzilla.
Sorry, we're totally off topic again.
We are gonna have
Godzilla.
We are gonna have so many tangents by the end of this. We are gonna be in orbit. Okay. We established at this point that there are 17 Titans that they have identified. We see a little slideshow of them, and they calling them Titans. That to me felt like 17 movies they had a chance to make and didn't make. Like I wanted to see more not Godzilla in the Monsterverse.
Right? They could have done a Mothra. They could have done a Rodan. They could have done
all of
Ghidorah,
these. What was the giant? There was a giant spider one, which I don't think he needed a movie.
No, I'm okay without him having a movie. This is me being an arachnophobe. So.
And then we've got on the B side, we've got a family.
Yeah, you've got the doctor who develops the Orca system and her daughter.
Yep. And then her estranged husband.
Yeah, and her estranged husband. And the eco-terrorists, when they come to grab the Orca system, obviously these are smart eco-terrorists, they think, and they grab the person who developed the Orca system and her daughter to use as leverage.
Well, except, again, spoilers.
Yeah.
that doesn't end up being the
No,
case.
it doesn't,
Turns
but
out
that's what they
she was
think
actually
they're
in
doing.
cahoots. She called them.
Yep.
And it was undercover of
But you're
yes,
supposed
come
to believe at the
exactly.
beginning.
You're supposed to believe
Exposition.
it, and then the second act turn. Oh, she's actually with the bad guys
Yeah,
here, and that gives us our villain monologue where in the middle of the movie she
got
goes
me monologuing.
Yeah, in the middle of the movie she calls them, and I will
Monarch.
say, of all the villain monologues, you got to motivate that monologue. And they did. Their motivation was, listen, I'm calling you to tell you because I love and care about you too. I don't care about the rest of them. Get shelter because it's going down.
Here
and
it
there's nothing you
comes.
can do.
Yeah.
But in the process, she also explains her reasoning, which is, everywhere the Titans go, the world is a better place. The grass grows greener. The plants grow up. Fauna that has been extinct for generations shows up in their wake. Their radiation is healing the world. And he's like, you're a madman. Then, fast forward to the end of the movie.
Yeah, mad scientist, yeah.
Right. But fast forward to the end of the movie.
You find out she's mostly right. But
Yes, the bad guys were right in this one.
Yes.
The kaiju are making the world a better place.
they are, but they also there is coexistence can happen.
Right. Well, and their critical mistake was that they released Monster Zero.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your thoughts on this?
That's definitely a playing with fire kind of.
Right.
Let's. This is such a good idea that more is better and not just more.
Well, that was the thing. Their thing was Monarch.
If these little guys are good, little quote unquote,
Right.
if these guys are good, then the first one's got to be the best,
Right.
right? Without taking any research or look into it or anything else. And the fact that all the other monsters are there to keep the first one locked up.
So this Monster Zero scene, Monster Zero is frozen in ice in Antarctica. And the eco-terrorists go to release Monster Zero, which turns out to be Ghidorah, three-headed monster.
Yeah.
And
Flying.
when Ghidorah shows up, daggum, it was a good Ghidorah.
So
Like
cool.
when the head... I remember being disappointed by the Mutos in the first movie because
Yes.
one, they didn't look like any other monster we had
And I
already
was like,
seen,
what the
and they
heck?
kind of looked kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, they looked realistic for a monster. Ghidorah did not look realistic.
No, he wasn't intended.
No, dragon head comes up with the humany looking eyes. Obviously not humany eyes, but you could tell it's not.
It was the expression. They have the same expressions as a human would.
Yeah, why would an animal develop human sympathetic expressions unless they want it to be a pet, which is what supposedly dogs and now supposedly raccoons are doing? I've heard that that's being debated considerably, but yes, that face. There was no reason for him to come out and mug at the camera, but boy, he came out and mugged at the camera, and I was like,
yeah.
it was
And
good.
it's because that's how they create a connection is with the anthropomorphic look.
And his look was not like, oh, you cute. It was, I am so evil.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
I am evil, and I am going to rid the planet of all of you.
Yes.
You'll be mine.
And he do. Like, he shows up in the Arctic.
Temper tantrum, there we go.
And that was also the scene where we see the flip and reveal that she's the bad guy. So, Ghidorah, I loved Ghidorah in this movie.
Oh, it was awesome.
I also loved, at this point, we go to the Monarch station and we get the background.
Is back.
Yeah. Well, and they're not idiots this time.
No, it was nice. They've started to learn.
Yep.
Occasionally they'll still do dumb things, but who doesn't?
But they pull up the Asian girl, who I don't think she's the same Asian girl as was in Skull Island, because she'd be really old.
No, she'd be
now.
old. She's from...
I mean, I know Asians got this weird aging curve, but I don't think that's...
If only we were so lucky.
Listen, I'm not kidding you. They look like they're 20 until they're 80, and then they immediately jump to 120.
Because we're in a library.
Yeah.
There is a book. So the first one that came out was written by a French person. It says, French people don't get fat.
Yep.
In a response, a gal from Japan wrote a book that's Japanese don't get fat or old.
Yep.
And And she basically says they don't age until they hit 70, and
It's
then they're super wrinkled all at once.
It's true.
And because
I
of their
have seen it
lifestyles
many,
and stuff.
many times. I do not understand it, and it is amazing. But
Oh yeah, look at any Ghibli film. You've got young, and very young, and then suddenly they're Zaniba
yep,
from Spirited Away.
yep. They got 2 modes, and that's it. But but no, this isn't the same Asian woman.
No, I think she was in Godzilla.
Was she? Yeah, I think she
I
was.
think she was in Godzilla.
And in this one, she pulls up the research and she says, "Yes, I'm 4th or 5th generation monarch, and all of the previous generations are twins."
Yep.
And I was like,
Oh, it's the
"The callback," which I didn't
Hang on
get
just a second.
the first time. Yeah, they had
fairies. They were twins.
They had a callback to the twins
The
from
fairies and
Mothra. They brought back Mothra. They brought back. I think that when I first
No, if
watched
only
it,
they
I
had
was like,
sung a song for us in a little
Yes,
boat.
I know. Like, these movies are too rooted to be that fantastic.
Aw.
But I kind of wanted a little something
Even
of that.
if it was just something that,
Even just seeing 2 of them on stage or something
was
like
great.
that.
But
that
the fact
would
that
have
they
been...
were like, oh, the past were twins, and I was like, I get it. Mothra.
Yeah. Now,
I'm
the other
happy.
thing was I was like, well, how come she's not a twin? Why not? Oh, well, Oh, also, they shoehorned in Hollow Earth again in this
Yes,
movie.
they did. Well, they had to.
Yeah, except I hate the way that they shoehorned it in at first, because at first
yeah.
they're like, we're tracking Godzilla. We've just lost him. We know exactly which way he's going. He is going in a straight line to Antarctica or something like that. Yeah, because this was before Monster Zero. He's going in a straight line to Antarctica, and we've lost him. Oh, it's the Hollow Earth. He's zipping around in these tubes and stuff like that. Then why did he need to go to Antarctica?
Yeah.
Wouldn't the shortest route have
Be
been
straight through?
going to the on ramp, getting into the Hollow Earth, and then coming out the other side?
Take the Hollow Earth Interstate rather than over the top.
That's what I'm saying. And so they were able to track his location because of which way he was going, but then they lost him because the Hollow Earth happened to go the same. I'm thinking too hard about this. And we don't get
Yes,
it
you
until
are.
the next movie that they really do this. But boy, they were trying to tease it ahead of time.
Yeah, they were trying to tie it in, and you're right. It was awkwardly done.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. If he was going to go Hollow Earth, then why not go the direct route instead of going over the ocean? Wouldn't that slow him down?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I love that the fight. Godzilla shows up in the Antarctic. He throws an atomic blast at Ghidorah, and Ghidorah dodges.
Yeah.
Ghidorah's like, we ain't doing
nobody's
that.
ever dodged before, and they gave Godzilla an expression of kind of surprise, like nobody dodges. Why?
There is some unclearness because the way that they played it, it's almost like Ghidorah and Godzilla had a history because they're paintings on the wall. But was it the same Godzilla?
We don't know.
They're not real clear on that. But I
No,
agree
they
with
don't.
you. Godzilla didn't show up to the Ghidorah fight and go, oh, here we go again. It seemed like he was surprised by what Ghidorah was doing. And it's not like Ghidorah was
and it
frozen in the
could've-
ice going, boy, I got to think of strategy here. He was
No. He was
Stacy
frozen.
is.
Yeah. We're talking, Captain America here. But what was interesting was Ghidorah had this expression, and granted, this is CGI, and I'm interpreting, but the expression of, oh, not you again.
Okay.
He saw him and he was like, you again. And part of if it is the same Godzilla, it would be how did you get out? Are the humans really that dumb?
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time,
And maybe it is the same Godzilla. He's just been around long enough that his memory's reset or something. I don't know.
or maybe before
Memory overflow error.
Maybe before Ghidorah didn't dodge, but Ghidorah remembers, oh yeah, this is what this does, and
Yeah.
now I'm going to dodge it.
Yeah.
They don't explain it. They don't. But yeah, Ghidorah looked really ticked off to see Godzilla, and Godzilla looked very surprised to see Ghidorah.
Okay, there was a line when he was talking about why Godzilla was tracking down, going in a beeline to these things, and he says he's either after a food, a fight, or something more intimate. And I knew the line. Where have I heard that line before? Where has somebody said that before? Because I've heard
remember, 'cause it
that
is a
trio:
tie-in to something.
a food, a fight, or something more
else.
intimate. And it's very clear what he's intending to say there, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, no, and this was when Ghidorah was making a straight line to South America or whatever,
America.
where they were releasing Rodan, and that's when we get the theme where Rodan comes up out of the lava, and doggone, like we already said,
It was so
They
cool.
did Rodan good.
It was so cool. I mean,
Also-
as unlikely as it was so cool. It was like rising through the volcanoes, like coming from Hades, and
Yeah.
because in mythology, volcanoes are a way into Hades' realm.
Yeah.
But he was just like rising from hell.
It was beautiful. I do think, though, it's interesting that they had just basically located where Rodan was sleeping and just capped the volcano. They were like,
It's like, don't bug him.
we're not going to deal with this.
Don't bug him.
Another opportunity. They could have had
They
a
missed.
movie
Yep.
that we could have seen, and then they recap him and stuff like that. But
part of me was like, it's an active volcano, and capping it's just going to build pressure.
yeah, exactly. Like, well, maybe they just left little vents or something so every once in a
It's
while.
still going to build pressure.
At this point, Godzilla enters the fight against Ghidorah, who is just creating this storm
Havoc,
around himself.
amazing.
Havoc. And they send the oxygen destroyer. We have an oxygen. No,
We're back to the original one.
Yes, and the thing was, I was like, that is a great callback, but the oxygen destroyer ended the first movie.
Yes, it did.
And we got
And
a
this is
lot
like
of
halfway
runtime
through the
left.
movie.
So
I'm like, obviously something's going to go wrong.
the new oxygen
or-
destroyer is not going to be as good as the old oxygen destroyer. And sure
Them
enough,
good old days, man. They don't make them like they used to.
and I will say, the oxygen destroyer took out Godzilla,
Yeah.
but it didn't take
Take
out
out
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah. No.
Which I think is, first of
Whoops.
all, again, the original oxygen destroyer reduced
Did
the
take
original Godzilla to bones.
Yep.
But this one just kind of hurt him really, really badly. I don't mean it hurt him really, really badly.
Yeah,
but he was
exactly.
not bony.
No, he was not skeletal.
He was, which I'm kind of glad for, because once again we'd have to go, oh, we had a spare Godzilla over here,
Which is what they did originally.
which is what they did originally.
Why didn't we know that this Godzilla was here? It's a clone that activated when the first one died.
Right? Yeah.
Something.
This
I don't
is
know.
his brother. This is Godzilla 2.
This is my own twin brother.
It's right. We get the Ghidorah is an alien. He's from another world.
Yes.
They figure this out. I'm wondering, is the Monsterverse ever going to lean into the aliens thing,
I don't
like the
know.
original Godzilla does? Because I want them to.
I mean, I get the feeling, at least from this movie, that they're saying that Ghidorah is an alien,
Right.
that Godzilla could be Mothra, but the primate, and aka in the future movies, primates,
Right.
are from this world.
Yeah. Well, they're from the
they're-
middle.
they're from
of
the Hollow Earth.
The Hollow Earth of this world.
So,
And I think that
it's-
I think that they are establishing that only Ghidorah is an alien, and that's why the atmosphere reacts weirdly around him, because aliens cause storms.
Yeah,
let's not
so
overthink it.
he's the alien, and the others
Yeah.
are the Earth's response
But
to
in the
that
original
alien.
Godzilla movies, we had humanoid aliens. We had Venetians, and we had all kinds of other things.
They were weird.
Yeah. There was the aliens from Dimension X.
Yes.
The monkey,
the monkey
simian
one.
from Dimension X. So, like, are we going to get aliens in the Monsterverse? I don't think we are. It should be mentioned.
I don't think they're going to pursue it further.
I wish they
because
would, though.
Because they defeated Ghidorah.
I wish they would, though. Have had. Now,
But they did leave it open.
they did leave it open.
It open. It can come in at another point if they continue.
But we've
with the
already had 2
Monsterverse.
more movies. They haven't
Yeah.
mentioned this.
So if they
We've
continue
had
with it,
the
they
Monsterverse series on Apple TV, which is not in our collection. I
Well, it's 'cause
haven't
it's
watched
still
any
on
of
Apple
it.
TV, and Apple
Yeah.
doesn't share very often.
And they don't share very often. But also, I've not heard great things about the first
I
season.
don't have Apple TV.
Well, I've read reviews. I've read the wiki to prepare for this thing, and apparently it's very human centric and not very monster. And there is no Godzilla
What?
in.
It's
It's
because they're
called
leaving
Monarch.
it open. Oh,
It's
okay.
not
Monarch.
called Godzilla. It's called Monarch,
Well,
and it's all about the Monarch people.
That would make sense if it would be human centric because it's
Yeah.
about Monarch.
But still, Monarch is into the monsters, so you'd expect that they'd run into monsters at
Right.
least every.
Well, it's kind of like Torchwood versus Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Where Doctor Who is very much about the aliens and everything, and Torchwood is very much about
But they
the Earth
still
and
had.
weird thing happening on Earth. But they did still.
They still
have
had
them.
an alien a week, and we have a formula for Godzilla. The formula
Yes.
for Godzilla is we got the A story monster fight, we
Monster,
got the
monster,
B
monster.
story
People.
and so they're
Yeah, we
not
have
following the
We
formula.
have handsome man. We have beautiful girl.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful girl was the bad guy in this one.
Which heck of a twist!
Yeah.
Loved it.
Didn't see it coming.
Didn't see it coming. So at this point, they decide. Okay, they find Godzilla. Mm-hmm. He's been knocked out, but he's recharging.
Yes, he's using his atomic energy
Right.
to heal himself.
And they're
Which
realizing,
they've established in the past he can do.
and he's got a place that apparently is Atlanteans or something that built it. There's a lot of statues, a lot of exposition on the walls. I don't understand who built exposition on the walls, but apparently it is a nuclear hotspot.
Yes.
And he's
yes,
sitting
it was
in
like
there
his
to
back to
recharge.
tank.
Right. Exactly. And they're going, man, it's going to take him too long. And they sent drones out there and looked at all the exposition on the walls. And at one point, they're like, well, we can't get any closer because it's too radioactive, and I still want to have children. Really, dude? Have you seen the color of your hair, man? You ain't no spring
Right.
chicken, okay? That ship has done sailed for you, my man.
I don't know. Ben Franklin had fathered children at 79.
I
so.
know theoretically it's possible, but he ain't going to find no girl young enough who still wants him. But it's determined that they need a human sacrifice in order to do this, because we're going to send a nuke in there, but we need somebody to push the
set it off,
detonator.
yeah.
And
Because
we
it's
get
more dramatic that way.
Yep, and we get the return of Dr. Shirashawa,
Yeah.
Dr. Let Him Fight,
Let him fight.
who decides to go ahead
Because
and
he's old and lived his life.
he's old and lived his life, and he wants to be the one to save the world. And
You know what? I was just happy to see Ken Watanabe in the movie. I was like,
he was good.
he's back!
And it was a good human sacrifice. But I gotta say, I was more upset that they destroyed all those ruins. I'm like, why don't you? We need to explore and map. And there's a lot of information here that you guys you just nuked it. It's
Yeah,
all
and it's
gone
gone.
for the drama.
Well,
And then
maybe they're planning on using the drone footage. Not good enough. Never mind. It's not worth it.
it's not gonna.
That argument is not going to hold water.
We had our moment of, oh my goodness, but nobody ever asked, who built this? Why is this here? Do we have, let's start mapping this in. No, we're
Can
going
we
to blow it up.
carbon date this?
Yeah,
Can we? Yeah.
Exactly. Grab a couple send a couple of the drones out and bring a little bit of it back before we
Take
nuke it.
lots
No.
and lots of pictures while you do it,
Yeah.
No.
But then Godzilla rises up and, I feel better.
I actually said that same thing. I feel better.
Wasn't that from
Matt
Willow?
Mardigan.
Yeah. that's what I thought it was. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Meg Mardigan.
Because I was quoting it, but I didn't know who I was quoting it.
Yeah, it's Willow.
And then everything converges at Fenway Park for the
'Cause
big
of
fight.
course it
Because
does.
Once again, the bad guys,
It's
the
got to be
aliens
in
have
the
got to use the
middle of-
postcards for.
Yeah, it's
you
got to
know.
be in the middle of a highly populated area, and it's got to be a postcard spot in a
So
highly
the
populated
girl
area.
hears her mother talking about a plan to draw the monsters away, but then the bad guy that mom is
Convinces,
like, no, don't do that. But she's like, I'm going to do it anyways, and she
You
sneaks
can't
out
stop me.
with the alien talk box, takes it to
Orca
Fenway system, hooks it up, and broadcasts out a message which goes to the entire world. I mean, I'm sure
Wow,
the Titans have
wow.
got really good hearing. Maybe that's got to be
But-
it.
And maybe it's bouncing off the atmosphere,
yeah,
like
exactly.
they do with radio waves. But at the same point, if Fenway Park can do that, that's terrifying to me.
I mean, on the plus side, we wouldn't need to broadcast their games over the radio anymore. Everybody could just
Ever
open
again.
a window and listen to it. On the other hand, I'm really not that into baseball, so. But she's sitting there broadcasting this, bringing the monsters to Fenway Park where they could all be, or where Godzilla
Where they can have
would
a
just,
stadium tournament. I don't know.
literally stadium tournament. I like that. And when the monsters get there, she leaves the talk box on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would go, talk box done its job, I'm turning off. No, she leaves it on and runs away with it, making noise in her armpit.
I don't understand that part either. Because it's just like, okay, follow the signal.
Yeah, exactly. And then Mothra enters the fray, which is also dang cool. So we got Godzilla,
yeah.
we got Mothra.
Everyone
we
got the best entrances in this
It
movie.
was not bad. But then at this point, they're all trying to find the little girl, and the mom and the dad have kind of reunited. Because she, like, once the little girl is off, she tells off the bad guy. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go save my daughter. And he's like, I'm not going to get in the way of the
Your
mom.
loss. Yeah. He knows better. He knows the mom
Not
rule.
get in the way of the mom. And she runs to try and save him. So mom and dad are reunited. And they're like, we don't know where she went. And one of the army guys says, if I had you guys as my
Parents, I'd run off too.
I'd run away from home.
Yeah.
And
they'd be
that
like,
was
she went home.
that was one of the dumbest, wait, what did you just say? Oh my goodness, that's the clue that we needed. How many times have we seen this in movies and TV shows where they're like, wait, what did you just say?
That was cliche.
Yeah, it was
it
so
gave me the
cliche.
idea. She went home.
She went home. But sure enough, they go to their home, which again,
well,
not a great idea.
As a child,
and she's there.
That's going to be, her safe spot.
Yeah,
I get that.
But she's not that
point,
childish.
No, but at that, at the same point, she is not that childish. She has more resources than most kids do.
Yeah.
I don't know if home would be exactly where she'd go.
Yeah. And then they end up rescuing her, and they have to get out. Meanwhile, Ghidorah is chasing them and stuff like that.
Because she still has the Orca system.
Because she still has the Orca system. So Mom takes the Orca system.
Crush it.
And
do something to it.
Yeah. She does her noble sacrifice to save daughter, to redeem her character.
Eye roll.
Yeah, it's all right, though. It's all right. But meanwhile, we are having a great monster fight. We are getting Mothra, we are getting Ghidorah, we are getting Godzilla, we are getting burning Godzilla.
I know.
Charging up.
Rodan is doing the strafing sweeps. And,
it was
strafing runs. Strafing is what I was thinking of.
One of the best monster fights
it was
to
so cool,
date.
but there was so much going on that you were almost like, wait, who's winning? I don't know.
No, it was a serious fight where we had no idea who was. Everybody was getting good hits
Titan
off.
WWE going on.
Ghidorah charged himself up with a lightning attack that just kind of hit the entire area. It was good.
It was so cool.
It was so good.
And it deserved all the accolades it got for visual effects.
Yes, it did. But I got to say, burning
Godzilla.
Where he just like, oh, I really got to go.
Well, and that harkens back to, the old suit Godzillas where they lit him up and we were like, dude, they lit the Godzilla guy.
Yes. And wasn't there one where Godzilla was literally on, like they lit the suit on fire?
They lit the suit on fire.
But in this one, it was just like he was glowing from the inside and let off a radial burst. And I like at this point, Ghidorah takes it all to his face. It ends up destroying 2 of his heads, and the third one kind of like turns away.
Twitch.
And then the next time we see him, like we see the head rise up, and then we see Godzilla rise up with the head in his mouth. And he's like, I'm slurping down spaghetti on this one. It was dang
It was
cool.
like almost like a dog with a rope.
And then we jump to the credits, and it's peace and prosperity, and the
except,
kaiju radiation is making the world a better place.
We lost Mothra in the fight.
We did lose Mothra, but the remaining handful of Titans that are being allowed to roam free are making the world a better and nicer place because the bad guys were right in this one. I don't know how to feel about this.
I didn't know how to feel about that
who's supposed to be
either.
the bad guy here, for sure?
Being right and being good are not the same thing.
That's true. You can be right and still be an a-hole. So
I mean,
why not?
It's like the line from Into the Woods. Nice is different than good.
That's true. That's true. Maybe
and
that's
the
message here.
Neither of those things.
That's true. They were right, but they weren't nice or good.
They did they were right, but they did it the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was no other way going to do it. It's interesting that the point that they were taking was we are trying to contain these creatures when what we should do is coexist with them.
Yes.
But again, their big mistake was also releasing Monster Zero, which they shouldn't have done.
Yeah, because you get the impression, they don't spell it out, but you get the impression that these ancient Titan monsters locked him up in Antarctica on purpose.
Yeah.
Which is why
they
the
didn't
whole
lock him up. That he was
something was locked.
Something was locked.
Something
up
happened, and he got locked up, and the world was able to flourish after that.
Yeah.
And it's like, they want the
Honestly,
Earth to
there
be.
There was research. If they had done the research, there was the cave paintings and everything.
There,
they should have gone. Let's
no.
maybe leave this one alone. Let's just do the rest.
But no, these are eco-terrorists, and they must be bad. But I thought, I saw the opportunity to do harm, and I took it, as they say in the Dragon Age movie. The thing that got me was that you have these eco-terrorists, and they have to be bad, and they're like, well, we're gonna give nature a boost with these things, and humans are bad because we've done all these things, so it's gonna destroy the humans.
I mean, let's be fair, we're not super.
We're not great, but but at the same
we're
point,
all we've got.
if these giant monsters are going around healing the earth. Let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Because clearly, if Godzilla's in the ocean,
at
he's
the same
healing
time,
the ocean.
like, don't let them all out.
At the same
Maybe let
time,
one
no.
or two, you know.
Don't put them all in the same place in Fenway Park. This is going to be bad.
Or do put them all in the same place in Monster Island.
Yeah, see,
We haven't got a Monster Island
We haven't
yet.
got a Monster Island yet, but we're working on it.
Although I will say, I think that this particular Godzilla is a little bit like we would need Monster Australia.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to
He's
take
a little bit
more
bigger scale than the old Godzillas.
it's going to take more to sustain them.
Yeah.
But but they were already doing it. They
Yeah.
were already working on it. Mothra, they had discovered Mothra as a larva.
Yeah.
So if they
and
left
the
her
Mothra
alone,
theme. Did you hear the Mothra theme?
Oh,
That
it made
was
me
so
happy.
Cute. I loved it.
But they, you had Mothra who was hatching, coming out. She was going to take care of things, but no, they had to wake up Rodan. They had to, go after Monster Zero. They had
Honestly, release them one at a time and see what happens.
Yeah, it's
Take
like,
it
okay,
one step
we
at a
now
time.
know what Godzilla does. We know what he
But
is.
no, they were
and here
committed
comes
to
here
the
comes
scorched
Mothra. Let's give it a few years to see what Mothra's about, and then let them come out on their own nature at their own time, because obviously they're going to be coming back when they are needed most.
Yeah. And
But no, they had to do their own timetable. They had to accelerate everything and cause mass mayhem and destruction.
So let's talk about rankings.
Oh,
So,
I loved this one.
yeah. Well, we both have King Kong as the number one on
Yeah.
our list, but we both also have Godzilla 2014 as the number 2 on our list. And then after that, we diverge a little bit. I've got King Kong versus Godzilla, which I enjoyed more
And then I
than
have
the
the original
1954 Godzilla, which
I
for
have
me
the
is
original
number
Godzilla.
5 on the list, because I also put King Kong Escapes higher on the list.
Because it amused you.
It amused the heck out of me. But let me tell you, I think I've already decided where this one was going.
Where are you going to put it?
It is going to be either above or below the 2014
King
Godzilla.
Godzilla, yep.
And here's why. It is possibly better than the original 2014 Godzilla. It's definitely better.
Well,
It's a more fun movie.
Well, it's more fun, but you also have more character to the monsters.
Yeah.
They were more individualized.
Yep.
And they had more monsters to work with.
Yep.
So there was more A story as well as the B story.
Here's what this movie, King of Monsters, didn't do as well for me. One, the original, or I keep saying the original, it's the 2014 Godzilla.
The first of the Monsterverse
did
original.
a great job of conveying the scale of Godzilla.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
You got his size.
He's big.
He's big, and they did a great job.
The
of
only
conveying
time,
that.
really time that they establish it a lot, and it's because we're dealing with giant things fighting giant things.
Yes.
In this movie was, them compared to Fenway Park, and when they first rise up in
Yep.
their introductions, you're like,
Yes.
hey, you get the feeling of enormity.
Yes.
But after that, they really didn't focus on it.
And it's not as bad. There is a movie that we will be doing, not the next one, but the one after it, where they did it really badly. So it wasn't bad in this movie, but they did it better in 2014. Another thing that they did better in 2014, I thought, was the reveals. They had better setups and reveals.
Except Rodan.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm with you now.
Rodan's reveal
Rodan was a great reveal.
Amazing.
The other great reveal in this movie was the head of Ghidorah being in Godzilla's
Yes.
mouth. That was a great fake out.
It's like, here comes, no, he's just dead.
Yeah, he's dead. It's over, and that was kind of neat. But I think that 2014 did a better job on those two facts. And so I'm going to use those as an excuse to put this one just underneath it, but just underneath it.
That's actually where I'm going to put it too.
Were fantastic movies.
I'm going to put it as number 3.
Yeah, it's number 3 for both of us. It's just
so mine is King Kong 1933, Godzilla 2014, and then Godzilla King of Monsters. Because like I said, I was so involved and so sucked in and entertained with it that I was awake at 3 o'clock in the morning just cheering for Godzilla and waking up
It
my
was
husband.
unquestionably a great movie.
It was a
They
great
did
movie
good.
and a great kaiju movie.
And a great kaiju movie,
and
yeah.
we had characters. You saw Mothra as the peacemaker. You saw Ghidorah in all of his I hate the world and it's going to be mine now.
And I do think that I'm not being 100% fair. I do think that in some ways this was a better movie than the 2014.
Well, because we talked about what is a kaiju, and the kaiju, they have personality. They
Yep.
have this.
Yep.
And unfortunately, in a solo one, it's hard to, solo as in solo monster.
Yeah.
It's hard to have them bring out a personality when there's nothing to compare it to.
Exactly. And this movie did allow them to do that. But I'm going to put it below just because we wouldn't have this movie without the first one. So I think that it gets props for that.
I felt the writing was a little bit better in the first one too.
Okay. I think
that was just me. That's my personal opinion.
You know what? I agree with you because there was no moment in the first one that was like, wait, what did you say? Oh my god, there was no moment that I rolled my eyes so hard that I was like, I have to suspend my disbelief. I have to suspend my disbelief.
I will say in this one, the plot twist of her being villain, that was cool. But it just
different,
it was different because in all the other kaiju movies you just have the pretty girl and the handsome man.
Yeah.
And half the time she's the DID, the damsel in distress. But
which we have moved away from as we've gotten into the modern era.
Brilliant.
And I'm not opposed to that.
And so it just was better written. The first one was.
Yeah, okay.
It just was. You didn't, like you said, you didn't have an eye roll moment.
I agree, but I also disagree. In the 2014 movie, the whole story was I need to get back to my wife and I need to, reunite our family, and there was a lot of that going on. But then the wife, played by Scarlet Witch, I've forgotten her name.
Olsen.
Yeah, she's one of the Olsen, not the twins. She had no personality. She had nothing. She was nothing in that movie. She wasn't even a damsel she was a damsel in distress at one point, but nobody was going to rescue her. She was a damsel in distress who had to rescue herself. She was the destination that they were going to. She had no character. Okay, so
she was the plot device rather than a character.
I almost, but not like a MacGuffin plot device. She's just where he's headed, and they put her in distress so that they could have something. But again, despite that, no eye roll moments in the original one.
And you're like, and there was no point when you were like, woman, you were so smart. Why did you take the box with you? Or why didn't you turn it off?
Yes, there was none of that. In the 2014 movie, everything was motivated well. Yeah. She was in distress because she was in the middle of a freaking disaster.
Yeah.
And she
rightfully could be distressed.
She did everything that a mother would do. Like, I got to take care of my kid, so I'm bringing him to work. I got to take care of my kid, so I'm putting him on the bus to escape, and I will follow at my earliest.
Because there's only one seat, so I'm going to let him take it. Yeah.
And I want to remember one thing that they did in the original was they conveyed. They told us ahead of time that everything was going to be all right. When he's like, I got to bring the little boy back to his family at the subway station, and then everything goes out, but then the little boy gets back to his family. And at that moment, we went, oh, they're not going to ruin this movie for us. And then they didn't.
Yes.
Am I mad about that? No, I'm very, very happy
because it's much less. Your heart is no longer dying
in
your chest.
You're no longer
you can
worried
sit back and enjoy.
Just enjoy the Smash Monster movie, and it was good.
Yeah, they didn't kill the kid. They didn't kill the dog. We're okay.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, speaking of the 2014 movie, there is a video I need to show you, and if anybody's listening to this, you need to go look this up. It was a Blender animation. He used this animation software called Blender that I use all of my for all of my 3D printing stuff, but it was in the style of the original Suitmation. And I mean, they put all the shakes in it. They made it look like it was Suitmation, and they redid the Muto fight with the original Godzilla. They made a dude in a Muto suit.
That's awesome.
And I mean, they did the breath down the throat.
That's cool.
And it looked like Suitmation, and it felt like it could have
been. So it made the Muto fight cool.
Actually, yes. That was the thing. After watching that,
retro. You had to make it retro.
I hated the Mutos less. Now, there was only one Muto in this particular animation, but I hated the Mutos less after watching this.
So you're saying that you had to go retro to make it cool.
I can't deny it. That's maybe because I'm retro, but there we go. All right, so what do we got next? Next, we have Godzilla versus King Kong in the modern era. The modern Godzilla versus.
Is it King Kong or just Kong?
I will have to check, and we will talk about that next time because I don't have that
Because
information.
I'm curious.
here.
I'm just curious.
I think that they called it King Kong. It's Godzilla versus King Kong.
Very
and then
cool.
the next one is Godzilla X King
King
Kong, which I hate that. I wish that they had given them more distinct titles,
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
but they didn't. So that's going to be our next movie. And so I think we're going to call that. Yeah.
Sounds good. It was a good movie. It was a good time.
Yep.
Didn't feel like I wasted my 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
And would watch again.
Yeah, would watch again.
Yeah. So if you enjoy our little conversations, we'd love for you to engage with this
Try it again.
Nah, we'll just leave it in. If you enjoy our little conversations, we'd love you to engage with this podcast. Do the liking, commenting, leave a review, all the things that make the algorithm happy.
The algorithm like it's more.
But that's it for this episode. I'm Joe.
And I'm Sarah.
And we invite you to do some self-examination of your own at your local library.